Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something you use every single day: how we actually talk to computers. It all comes down to a couple of simple but really powerful ideas that run, well, pretty much everything. So let's dive right in. Think about the last game you played. How did it know your username? How did it pop up your final score or that kill-death ratio? You might think it's some super complicated magic, but really, the answer starts with something incredibly simple.
And that's the key, right there. At its very core, programming is just a structured conversation between you and a computer. And like any good conversation, it needs two things. It needs a way for one side to listen and a way for the other side to talk back.
So in this whole conversation, there are two words that matter way more than any others. They're basically the foundation for almost every single interaction you can have in code.
The first word is input. And all that really means is any data that a program gets from you, the user. So your name, a number you type, a button you click, all of that stuff, that's all input. It's how you give information to the program.
Yeah. To put it another way, when a program is asking for input, it's basically just listening. It's hitting pause and waiting for you to give it some piece of information that it needs to do its job.
Okay, so the other side of that coin is output. This is how the program gives information back to you. Think about a welcome message, a calculated number, or your final score lighting up the screen. That's all output. So if input is the program listening, then output is the program talking back. See? It's a two-way street. You give it information, and the program responds. That's the entire loop, right there. Input, output. Simple.
Okay, so let's get practical. How does a program actually use this input command to, listen for the specific information it needs? Just imagine a program for tracking your game stats. It's going to go step by step. First, it asks for your player name. It waits, you type it in. Done. Then it asks for your rank. It listens again. Next, your kills, then your assists. Each one of these input commands is a specific question that the program needs an answer to. All right, so now the program has listened. It's gathered all that data from you. What does it do with it? Well, it's got to respond, right? It needs to talk back. And that, of course, is where output comes in.
And here's the cool thing. Output isn't just for spitting back data. You can use it for simple stuff, like formatting. Here, just printing a line of equal signs creates this nice, clean header for a scoreboard. It's a simple little trick, but it makes the whole conversation a lot easier to read.
Okay, so the program can listen and it can talk. That's cool. But the real magic, the really amazing part is when it starts to think about what you told it. This is where we combine input and output with a bit of logic to create some really dynamic responses.
Right. It's one thing to just parrot back the information you gave it, but it's something else entirely for the program to react differently depending on that info. So how does that even work?
Well, it works using these really simple conditions. The program can check a piece of data. In this case, it's checking, hey, did the player win? And if that little is-winner flag is true, it says one thing: congratulations. But if it's not, else, it says something completely different: better luck. See? The output is now changing based on the input.
This logic is also absolutely crucial for just making sure the data makes sense. A program can ask for your age, but what if you type in a negative number, right? That's nonsense. So by using a simple if statement, the program can check if the age is less than 0 and know that's not a valid age. It's a simple check that prevents all sorts of errors down the line.
So let's pull all this together. Let's look at how these tiny little building blocks, listening and talking, create the rich, complex digital experiences we have every single day.
It really all just boils down to this. When a program needs something from you, like your score, it uses input. When it needs to tell you something, like the final match results, it uses output. It's honestly that straightforward. Get data, show data.
And here's why this all matters. Every single time you log into a website, post a comment, see a notification pop up, or check your bank balance on an app, you are witnessing this exact conversation. You provide the input, and the app provides the output. Understanding this is the first giant leap to understanding how all software actually works. So we've established that input and output let us have a conversation with a program. You can give it information, and it can respond. But how do we go beyond just a simple chat? What's the next step to tell a program not just what to listen for, but what to actually do with that information?
Well, that's where things get really, really powerful.